no, no disease, then you will have a radiant aura. The next thing in your notes is chakras. We have pretty much talked about the chakras, but we can just quickly talk about how Muladhara chakra is associated with earth, right? And nose, sense of smell. Swadhisthana chakra is associated with water and taste. Then the one after that, Manipura chakra, is associated with fire and eyes. Anahat is the heart, which is associated with touch, okay, and air. And then we have the Vishuddha chakra, which is ether and sound. And then you have a list, you know, that table with all the sounds and everything, and you can study that. I'm going to go ahead and talk about, okay. Then the psychological personality. So, just like we have a physical personality with the doshas, you also have a psychological personality, specifically for Vata, or specifically for Pitta, or specifically for Kapha. And again, that is all written down for you, so it's pretty self-explanatory as well. Satvic lifestyle, Satvic diet, eating a Satvic ahara, meaning organic light foods, fresh foods, avoiding meat and alcohol as much as possible. Why is that? Do you know any? Can you give me a reason?
Avoid meat.
Mm-hmm.
Because it doesn't have prana.
It's dead.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
It took a while and out to get to that point.
Okay. Okay. So yes, you know, in Ayurveda they actually say if you you know, hunt for it and eat it right away, it is not as bad as when you actually, you know, it's frozen or yeah. But again, what meat does is, again, because it is not giving you prana, that is one thing, it is dead, that is another thing. But if you were to look at it, when you kill an animal, let's say, you know, we have a person over here, and, or you can, you know, imagine yourself, somebody comes to you with, and points a gun at you, right? Let's say somebody comes with a dagger and points a dagger at you, and you know, something is bad is going to happen. You can only do two things at that time, right? One is either you run, right? And the second is you fight back. So, when you are in that kind of a situation, you have something what is called as a fight or flight response, right? Which all of us have, like even in stressful situations. When you have that response, your body starts secreting various hormones, okay? Too much adrenaline is secreted, hormones are secreted, certain hormones which cause induce stress or increased stress levels are secreted. All of that happens. Now, if that happens to a human, that also happens in an animal. Okay, so if the animal is an abattoir, and you know, animals have that much intelligence. Okay, so if they know they are the next one in line to be killed, and the other animal is killed right in front of their eyes, animals with higher intelligence like cows, animals with higher intelligence like goats or lamb, they understand those things, right? They have a flight or flight response in their bodies as well. Okay, that happens. Okay, and then they get killed, but their bodies also secrete all of those hormones, which go and reside in their meat or muscles, right? Once they go and reside in their muscles, then that is what comes to your plate after the tremendous processing that is done on it. So when it comes to your plate, at that point, you know, if I were to give it to a lab, you know, for testing, or if I were to give it, look at it under the microscope for things, you know, if all these things were there, it may not show there. But like I said again, not on a physical level, but on a subtle level. Now that you understand the subtle body, on a subtle level, all those things will influence your subtle body or your body. Okay? So ultimately, then all those things are affecting your body, causing you to be deprived of life energy. Okay? So that is the whole scenario of not eating meat. Yeah. You had a question?
Also, like my Ayurvedic practitioner said, also even more subtle, that you eat the animal's karma when you eat animals.
Yeah. Causal. Impressions, vasanas of previous. Yeah. Right? So all those things count. So we were on Satvic Ahara. Going back to Satvic Ahara, that's the reason. That's why fresh nuts, fruit will make you feel more lively always. Although meat, yes, it will nourish you, make you feel grounded because of the heaviness of the meat. Fruit will always make you feel more lively. Okay? Then daily routine will also help the Satvic lifestyle, which is meditation, pranayam, reading books, being in support groups, providing help, doing things for others, listening to calming music, being of help to whoever needs help. All those things count. So all of those things are a part of Satvic lifestyle. And then of course there is a list of herbs. When you have your herbology class, all these will start to make sense. But there is a list of herbs. Okay, that will help. Meditation, again, is the process of directing your mind inwards towards pure awareness. I think we have talked enough about it, right? Up till now. So basically what you want to do is, start slow, but make sure it's consistent. That is where most of us fail. Is we start things, but we are not consistent. But doing it every day is the key. Do it for 5 minutes. You don't have to sit there 30 minutes, 45 minutes. Start slow. Start 5 minutes, but do it every day. And that is the key. Okay? It can be as simple as conscious breathing. You don't have to have a great environment. I mean, you do need some peace and quiet to be able to focus. You don't really need all the, jazzy things that are marketed with it. You don't need all that. All you need is a peaceful, calm, quiet, sattvic place, which is right in your own house, in some spot, in some corner of your house, and start doing it. Okay? Okay. A lot of people who I have seen have told me for them meditation is extremely difficult to start doing. Okay, and now this meditation doesn't necessarily mean that a certain pattern, but very difficult to get rid of thoughts. Okay, if that happens, it is very natural because all of us have many thoughts. Like we said that mind wants to be everywhere. It doesn't want to stay in one place. It has to be held back to be focused in one place. So that happens especially if you're a new meditator. That is what is very normal and will happen. But keep going, be persistent, and try to get those thoughts out. Sometimes it may be just easy to sit there and let the thoughts come and go. Thoughts come and go. Then there will be one day when there will be no thoughts. And then you can focus on a certain object. Like you can focus on the third eye, you can focus on your breath, you can focus on a candle flame if it's easier for you to open your eyes and do it. So there are ways around it. Okay. And if all that is difficult, you could actually focus on the task that you are doing. That is also meditation. Like runners, for example, when they run, they feel absolutely like they are in a meditative state. If you really like doing a certain activity like knitting, let's say, if they start knitting, they actually are so focused on that one task that it's blissful for them. So all those things also work. We've talked enough about pranayama. We'll quickly talk about the breathing part of it. How does a baby breathe? Have you noticed a baby breathing? Right. Usually they have you seen them? If you see them breathe, you'll see that their stomach rises and falls, not their chest. But as adults, our chest rises and our chest falls as we breathe. So we breathe only into our lungs, but the babies do diaphragmatic breathing. So they use the diaphragm, which is a huge muscle, and they use the diaphragm to breathe. So when, as adults, we start breathing diaphragmatically, we get more oxygen into the body. And the easiest way to do that, and it's in your notes, right? You must have read that, right? The easiest way to do that is, we can all do it right now. You put one hand on your chest and one hand on your abdomen. And as you breathe, all you have to do is make sure that the hand on your abdomen rises and falls, and your chest doesn't move. It is very difficult to begin with, but basically you are just pulling your diaphragm down as your stomach comes out, and as the stomach goes back or your abdomen contracts, the diaphragm goes up and pushes the air out. Okay? So this type of breathing is more efficient breathing, and it gives you more energy than the other breathing. Okay? So there is alternate nostril breathing, which we have talked about. Kapalbhati is rapid breathing, rapid breath. So you rapidly contract your abdominal muscles and expel the air. Bhastrika is forceful inhalation and exhalation. So you are taking a lot of air, filling up your chest, exhaling, and throwing all the carbon dioxide out by exhaling. And then Bhramari means the sounds that a bee the sound that a bee makes is that sound. So that again is a very relaxing and calming breath. And Sheetali means cooling. So when there is a lot of pitta increase in the body, Sheetali breath is what helps. So by curling your tongue and pulling in air through that little tunnel like this. You must have done these, right? Mm-hmm. Last class. Is pulling that air in, it calms the, because you get cooler air in, it calms the pitta. Then be here now. So being in the present moment is the key, because our idea is to not waste energy, right? We have a lot of energy, a lot of potential. By being in the past or by being in the future, okay, we waste that energy. So by being in the present, we conserve that energy, making it most effective towards whatever you want to do. Okay, like they say, past is a history, future is a mystery, right? Being here is a gift. So by being here, you will achieve whatever you have to achieve. Okay? Right, so then you have a list of trinities on your last page, basically signifying that everything that is there has a rise, a stable phase, and then a decline. Okay, and all of these signify the same thing.